Hey everyone, welcome back to Hero Wars Guide. I'm going to talk today about the Soulstone events that we've been having most weeks on Hero Wars web and Facebook. These events are all pretty much a clone of each other than who's the hero of the event, so I'm going to talk about them in general and also give a quick rundown of the next heroes that we expect to see. Before I get into the meat of the video, I just wanted to throw a call out there that my guild is recruiting. We are on web server 54. We're Gold League, and we were traditionally number one for a long time, but then around the new year we lost 5 or 6 out of our top 10, and for the last several months we've been in the second spot. So if you are a web player and maybe you're on a server at or shortly above 54 and you think that you're in a position that you might be able to help us move back into the first spot, let me know and I'll get you on our Discord. You can talk with our leadership and find out if we would be a good fit for you. It would be pretty cool if someone from my audience here wound up being in a guild with me going forward. Alright, so getting back to the current event at hand, I'm going to talk about what are the tasks in these weekday Hero Soulstone events, what are the contents of the reward boxes, how valuable are these events, what are the milestones and breakdowns of where it makes sense to stop spending, and what are the next heroes that I expect to see in these events. Alright, so only 4 tasks in these things, very simple. Log in, get VIP, meaning you have to make purchases during this event. It's not your existing VIP level. 4,500 points works out to about $90 worth of purchases. Spending emeralds up to 65k and energy at 15,000. So some notes on the event prizes. Generally speaking, you're getting the hero soul stones of whichever the hero is. You're getting them directly, and then you get these splitter dolls, which contain the hero soul stones as well as a few other prizes that I'll give a list of in a minute. So in terms of my evaluation of these events, I'm counting hero soul stones as being worth about 25. And the reason for that is if you've got the hero maxed out, you're exchanging the soul stones for 100 soul coin, and in that soul shop you can buy item fragments, or at least that's what I recommend that you buy. And when you do, a soul coin buys those item fragments at about a quarter of the same ratio that it would cost to buy those same items at the rarity fair with emeralds directly. And then, if it turns out that one of these events is for someone in your main team and maybe you don't have them maxed out, you might count them a little bit higher. If you don't have the hero at all and it's not someone you plan on building anytime soon, then these prizes are going to be worth even less to you. So over the course of these events, I've averaged out the value of what I've been getting from these splitter boxes, and they net out to being about 200 emeralds, maybe slightly under, and it's mostly coming down to the rate at which they duplicate, which is, the grand average for me hovers around 40%. And in my evaluation, I'm not really counting hero experience or gold as being worth anything. Gold is kind of borderline, but hero experience is just something that you're going to max out in this game so much before everything else that I don't think it's worth anything. It's definitely not anything you'd ever want to buy with emeralds or even gold, in my opinion. So that one's a definite 0. Alright, so what's in these splitter dolls that come from each event? Here's the breakdown. I'm not going to read through each individual line item here, but if you're interested in just what comes out of these things, this is based on something like 2,000 openings, so these percentages are going to be pretty close to, I think, the mechanic behind the scenes. Alright, so just my summary of how worthwhile are these events. A couple word answer is not very valuable. But to give a little more detail, the Get VIP task is going to give you about 16,000 emeralds worth of different materials. And so that's not something that I think you should ever be doing. You want to, if you're going to spend money on this game, do it during a 4x sale or on a golden ticket or that sort of thing. This Get VIP, it's about half as valuable as the extra 1x at buying at 4x as opposed to a 3x sale and collecting some rewards here. So I would definitely avoid that one unless there's some other event that runs simultaneous to this that's giving you a nice additional payout. All right, and then the spending emeralds task, the ROI there is about 28%, and that's worse than most of the worthwhile recurring events that you see. Like I've got listed here, Legacy of the Great Ones, Guardian of Outland, Great Storm, all these Titan events. All of those are usually around 45% for maxing out the task, so the ROI on these is not great. It is a little bit higher than some of the very low quality events that we've seen lately that I have listed here in the middle point. But most of those do at least have an Outland chest task or something else where you're getting credit on that as well for the emeralds that you spend. So this is tied for about the worst place for you to spend emeralds. So I think unless you're someone who is maxing out every single event that there is, and this is just one more little bit of income. If you're picking and choosing what events to spend your emeralds, as is the case for most of us, then this is not usually going to be the place you want to do it. If it just so happens that your Astral Seer is both the most rare crystal and insignia, then maybe throw a few at it, but generally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea. And then spending energy ROI is also pretty low in terms of comparing to other events. This one is going to return what you spend on the emeralds in those dolls and soulstones at 41% of the emeralds that you have to spend on the energy to max out that task. And it's also a very high ceiling. It's 15,000 energy required, so you really have to go pretty hard in 3 days to hit that number. All right, so here is the breakdown of the different milestones you can see spanning across the bottom of this chart. Those are the different points at which you get rewarded for spending emeralds. And then the bar that you see is just representing the percent of ROI that you get for hitting each one of those milestones. So you can see the 100 and 500 levels are actually really good. You're getting more than twice the 100 that you spend at the first category. And a nice over 100% return for 500. But then it dips down drastically for the rest, as you can see, carries through about the same level for the whole event, which is to say not very high. It's 35 or down to 25% or so. So not a very high return. Same idea here for spending energy. The first few don't have a bar at all because they're going to be free with your 450 or so per day, and then you spend a little bit to get to 1500, and that's very rewarding, but then it drops down to a much lower percentage, ranging somewhere from about 20% to just under 60% return. So again, not an event where I think you want to spend a bunch of emeralds to get energy or open up your reserves of bottled energy. There will be better places to do it. Okay, so which heroes are coming next in the cycle of these events? I can say for sure that Heidi will be the next one coming on May 3rd, which is a Tuesday. I think sometimes you see these things run Monday to Wednesday, and sometimes they're Tuesday to Thursday. But this one will be Tuesday to Thursday, or a few hours of the evening if you're in the Western Hemisphere. And then the others that I expect soon, and I don't have an exact schedule for them, but the loot boxes for those events are visible in the game data now. So these are the ones that I think are most likely to be coming next, unless maybe one of them already happened and I've just forgotten because these events aren't very interesting. But anyway, Faceless, Kira, Qingmao, Mojo, Ishmael, Fox all have loot boxes in the exact same style as Heidi's that's coming in the next week, and Marcus and Ziri and all the others that we've seen lately. All right, hope this helped you guys. If it did, please like and subscribe. Thank you.